Greetings to all of you and welcome to India Steel 2023. Thank you for having me at the conference, albeit virtually. I sincerely regret not having been able to make it out to the India Steel 2023 conference this year, but I express my best wishes for a successful exhibition and conference in Mumbai. I do believe that this conference could not have taken place at a better time. Looking at the structural shifts at the international level, from west to east, India has now emerged as an epicenter for the evolution and growth of the steel sector globally. Growing strength to strength, in the last 9 years, our country is on the course to achieve two landmark figures. First, production of 125 million tons, and second, 11 to 12% growth in consumption levels. In the last decade, steel production in India has steadily grown at a CAGR of 6%. Global steel experts, led by the World Steel Association, have predicted that India is going to be the epicenter of growth of the global steel industry during this decade. India's finished steel production has increased by over 6%, whereas globally steel production declined by 4.2% in the calendar year 2022. We have already emerged as the second largest steel producer in the world, and our per capita steel consumption has gone up from 57 kilos to 78 kilos during the last 9 years. This proves our mandate to become a powerhouse of manufacturing and increase the share of steel in GDP from 2 to 5%. This growth is having manifold results. The first, collaborative efforts of the industry and government, wherein the government plays the role of a facilitator and the industry drives this engine of growth. A successful example of the same is that we recently signed 57 MOUs with 27 companies for specialty steel under the Production Linked Incentive Scheme, the PLI scheme, which is expected to generate an investment of about 30,000 crores and create additional capacity of about 25 million tons of specialty steel in the next 5 years. This will also, as a multiplier, create 60,000 plus jobs for our Amrit PD and contribute towards achieving the goal of becoming the third largest economy of the world by the year 2030-31. Second, strengthening the foundation of national infrastructure building in the endeavor of creating an Atmanirbhar Bharat. The Steel Ministry is in the process of aligning our policies with the Gati Shakti Master Plan, which will complement the 100 lakh crore investment plan for infrastructure development over the next 5 years. This will boost the demand of steel in various sectors, thereby enhancing steel usage. There are other government initiatives such as the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, both urban and Grameen, the Make in India program, the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana, the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, Smart City Development, Amrut, and the Clean Ganga Mission, which will also be demand drivers for our industry. Increased indigenous defense procurement and a growing manufacturing sector through Make in India is expected to contribute to steel demand. We are also in constant touch with the other line ministries and departments for enhancing steel usage in the sectors governed by several ministries. Third, contribution towards the Prime Minister's emphasis on producing green steel. We are taking appropriate steps to make the steel sector more green and sustainable. The government believes in zero waste, zero harm policy, and gradual decarbonization is essential for our sector. We believe that there can no longer be a linear model of take, make, and dispose. Recycling has to become a part of our process, part of our lexicon, part of our lives. And we have to move from being a hard to abate sector to a low carbon emission sector and look at carbon neutrality through initiatives such as green steel and the green hydrogen mission. Government and other stakeholders need to work together to decarbonize the industry by ensuring increased use of renewable energy, efficient raw materials like scrap and pellets, and best available technologies. There is also scope to boost the circular economy in the sector, as we are using approximately 25 million tons of scrap in steel production today that can be increased in the years to come. We're exploring ways to reverse logistics in the steel sector, to identify pathways of generation and recovery of scrap, both in the organized and unorganized sector, and formulate policies and structures to enhance the intensity of circularity in the country. There can be no better time for businesses to pledge to cut carbon emissions by 30 to 40% by 2030, when India is transitioning through her Amrit Kal. Fourth, adapting to new ideas and innovations and new technologies to fast track the steel sector. As a facilitator, we now apply a participatory approach to decision making. 2 advisory committees have been formed of integrated steel producers and secondary steel producers to ensure the active participation of stakeholders, to listen to your issues, co-create possible course of action directly with other stakeholders, resolve pain points and problem points. As we move ahead in our Amrit Kal journey, these results are becoming the enablers for the growth of the steel sector in India. India is the only country producing coal gasification based iron and steel in the world today. This technology can replace coking coal with thermal coal, which is abundantly available in the country, and facilitate the production of value-added steel. I am happy to share that with the enhanced thrust on increasing productivity, ensuring product quality, and reducing costs, the Indian steel industry is adopting technology at a pace and precision like never before, and getting benefited by other noble government initiatives like the Digital India campaign, which aims to promote the use of digital technologies in various sectors, including the steel industry. Breakthrough technologies and disruptive innovations like hydrogen-based steel making, as demonstrated by a hybrid plant in Sweden, Hisarna technology by Tata Steel, Europe, Boston's metal molten oxide electrolysis, coupled with CCUS, carbon capture, utilization and storage, surely holds huge promise for the future. The commercialization of these technologies may take some time, but during the interim period, continuous improvement shall be made in the existing technologies to improve yield efficiency and reduce the carbon footprint. In the near future, the government of the day may contemplate looking at putting in place processes for steel producers of the nation to dedicate a percentage of their production to making green steel and ensuring greater usage and promotion of the same in government projects. Even the private sector steel users in India and abroad are gradually moving towards committing to use more and more green steel in their projects. Some steel producers in India have already launched green steel branded products, and I'm sure others will certainly join them. India has been a superpower on the global vista throughout this time, and industries must align with the progressive vision of the government so that India stands on her strength when we celebrate our centenary year in 2047, our journey from our Amrit Kal to our Shatabdi Kal. The steel sector also has the potential to lead the transition towards Industry 4.0 by promoting the use of IoTs, IT optimization, automation, digitization, and augmented reality, as well as improve to techno-economic parameters for enhanced productivity, efficiency, yield, and quality, along with reduced cost with a safer work environment. Under the leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, India has taken significant steps towards becoming self-reliant in manufacturing activities, including steel. I strongly believe that as the next era of growth belongs to India, within India, the next era of growth belongs to the steel industry. There would be multifaceted developments and favorable conditions from all around the corner, from enhanced demand to transition towards green steel, augmentation of logistics infrastructure, adoption of advanced technological solutions, PLI schemes for the sector. The Indian steel industry would be at the forefront in the next decade. And by 2047, when we would be celebrating 100 years of our independence, I would like to re-emphasize the government's condition to supporting the steel industry's growth in India. We are working tirelessly to create a business-friendly environment that encourages investment and innovation in the industry. I therefore urge all stakeholders to come together to take the industry to newer heights of success and growth. I am certain that the discussions taking place today and tomorrow will help in identifying key milestones that need to be achieved over the next decades, as well as highlight the regulatory support needed for development of the steel industry. My best wishes to all of you and for the event. Thank you very much for having me. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.